Hey everyone, I'm back. Sorry about not making a video sooner, but I've been going through some pretty heavy stuff. I mean, I think everybody has. Um, Apparently, it's part of this 5-year cycle that started back in, well, around this time, September, October of 2012, which, when I think back about this exact time, was kind of the beginning of just the craziness for me, and um, I don't know, the catalyst for everything that has changed in my life. So I was actually watching the Leo King just the other day, and he's the one that mentioned how this I don't know, the planets that are coming back in, it's like Saturn and Uranus and whatever. I'm not an astrologer, but he was saying that it was the culmination of this 5-year long cycle, and it certainly feels like it. I mean, I have been going through what seems like dark night of the soul year after year after year for 5 years now. Um, and it has not been pleasant. However, I certainly feel like I have gained a lot of self awareness and self knowledge, specifically of the things that have been really holding me back in life. Um, and specifically, that's just fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear issues, like deep soul fear issues, like so deep that I don't even really know where they come from, because they're just so crazy backwards. Uh, I think I mentioned in my first video that I had been in the military. I was airborne infantry in the military, which means, I was the soldiers that trained to go out and shoot people. And in airborne, you're actually trained to jump out of airplanes and out of helicopters and things like that. And I had no problem doing that. I had no problem throwing my body out of a perfectly good airplane, thousands of feet up in the air, thinking to myself right as I stepped out, I hope my parachute works, and doing it anyway, right? That's just nuts. And yet, um, doing a simple thing like making this video just scares the death out of me. Uh, or asking someone out on a date, or applying for a job interview, but tossing myself out of an airplane thousands of feet up, no problem. Anyway, so that's the kind of thing where, like, I don't even understand how that works because it's so backwards. To have such little disregard for your own bodily health and safety, and yet to be so acutely aware of any kind of emotional pain, of embarrassment or anything like that, of judgment, is just, I don't know. I don't, the analytical part of my brain has no clue how that actually comes to be. Uh, I just know that it is, and that's part of why I do these videos, is to just face that and do it and say, wow, yeah, like doing a video is no big deal. Who cares? So what, right? So my last video, I came on and I said, okay, everyone, I'm a twin flame. So what does that mean? Well, I don't know. I've been watching twin flame videos for about a year now, and so I am not gonna pretend to know what a twin flame really is. I can only tell you what I feel it is based on my experiences with it. So for me, What my twin flame experience has been for me is it has been an extreme catalyst in my life. And just sort of being this person being in my life, even though we're thousands of miles apart, and sometimes we talk regularly, sometimes we don't. Nevertheless, as anyone who is, themselves going through this twin flame experience knows, that it's very difficult to get that person out of your awareness, out of your consciousness. You're constantly aware of them. You're constantly, thinking about them, whether you want to or not. And trust me, I have tried my best to cut the cords, do whatever, move on, and it's not happening. So I've come to terms with that. And at first I thought that was a really horrible thing. I thought, oh my God, this is like terrible. This presence is going to be torturing me forever. But then I realized that, one of my fears is actually being alone and not having anyone. And what came to me was that, no, I have this presence with me all the time. I will never be alone. I will always have this presence with me. I will never be alone. And in that instant, it really was turned into this very positive thing. Like, oh, I have this connection that will never go away. That's a good thing. I will never feel lonely. I will never feel without. I will never feel disconnected. So it was just that one little different way of looking at it that suddenly turned what at first seemed to be a very scary proposition into quite a lovely one, of just always being connected. Just having that one person that you're always connected with, no matter what. No matter where they are, no matter what they're doing, you always feel that connection. They will always be with you. And that's a really beautiful thing. So slowly I am starting to discover the beauty of this connection. As I'm sort of letting go of any of my stories around it, or any of the stories that I've seen other people tell or talk about, and just kind of let it be what it is in the moment, and get the positive side of that. Every cloud has a silver lining. Well, that silver lining can be pretty amazing if you're open to seeing that side of it. So anyway, the twin flame connection for me, it's this giant catalyst that's really, my twin flame. She brings up both all of my hopes and dreams, as well as all of my fears and sort of my worst fears all at once. And I'm not going to really go into any detail about her, but I'll just say that yeah, she represents both all of my hopes and dreams and my worst fears all at once. And I like the term mirror soul, or twin soul, or mirror soul really, because she's like this giant magnetic soul mirror that's hanging right in front of me, and I can't look away. I'm just drawn. I can't not pay attention to this person. And in doing so, it's like she pulls out all of the things, from my shadow side that I can't see myself. and just pulls all of that out into the light for me to see, and really has allowed me to get to the bottom of these issues that have been dogging me all my life. And I just looked back in a journal entry that I wrote back in 1996, so over 10 years ago. And I was really complaining about the exact same issues that I'm dealing with right now. But back then, I just didn't have a clue as to what was causing them. I didn't really understand the sort of fundamental wound that were causing all of these issues that were making me so miserable and so just incapable of living a good life. But now, having had this whole twin flame experience, it's brought all that to the surface in a way that I can actually see it and understand it for what it is, and get a very clear perspective on not only what it is, but how it shows up in my life, how I try to dodge it or run away from it, or distract myself away from this core issue. And it's been extremely painful. I just, for the last couple of years, I've woken up for most mornings feeling like my entire life is just falling apart, just crumbling around me, which is not the case. It's not the case. It just feels like that. And as horrible as that is, and it's horrible, it has allowed me to make some tremendous progress on my journey to keep moving forward to where I want to be in life, which is feeling good about myself, loving myself, and letting go of these fears that have just been running rampant inside of me for so many decades, holding me back, not allowing me to be myself, to feel good about who I am, where I am, what I'm doing, all of those things. And so for me, that's the true value and of my twin flame experience, is that she's just this incredible catalyst and has helped me see these issues that have made me so incapable of living a joyful life, a good life. And anything beyond that, I don't know. I have no idea. But I think constantly wondering if we're ever going to get together. I kind of got burnt out on that. And that kind of goes back to the worrying too much about the future and not just being present in the moment. So not only does she bring up all of my shadow issues, but this experience is also teaching me to just be in the moment. And don't worry about the future. Don't worry. Don't try and know what's going to happen next. There's those people, and I've never been one of these people, but there are these people that will get a book, a fiction book or whatever, and they will flip to the end and read the end. Why would you do that? And yet, even though I've never been one of those people, I've never read a book like that, that's how I'm trying to live my life. I'm trying to live my life knowing, hey, what's going to happen next year? What's going to happen 5 years from now? And so focused on that I'm missing out on the right now, on what all the beautiful things that are just happening around me and through me right now. Right now. Who cares about? What does it mean? No one knows. Why think about it? So just be in the right now and enjoy our experiences together as we have them for what they are and not what they mean. What do they portend? Who knows? Why think about it? And be okay with just loving someone for the sake of loving them, for the sake of being able to express what's in your heart without a thought as to how that other person thinks about you or potentially what that's going to lead to, right? That has nothing to do with what I feel. So why should I worry about expressing what I feel based on what does this mean in the future? Or, do they feel the same way about me? Or to the same degree? Or maybe we feel the same way to the same degree, but do they have the same aims, and goals? Who cares? Just let it be what it is. And be happy about what it is. Enjoy what it is. It's like saying, "Oh, I'm not going to enjoy this lobster dinner because I didn't get the steak in the lobster. I only got the lobster. Oh, it's terrible." Just it's like you're still getting a lobster dinner. I mean, just enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy life for what it is. Take it as what it is. And I know that other people have said this thousands of times, but let go of the expectations and the story and just enjoy the things that come to you in life for what they are, regardless of your expectations or your ideas or what you mentally had mapped out for yourself. Just enjoy it for what it is. And so these are the things that I'm really getting set in myself for things that are extremely important to me. I've always wanted to be married, find that one person. I think everybody, and at some point in their life or to some degree wants that. And that still might happen, or maybe it won't, but that's okay. I mean, it's just an idea that I had. But I've had so many amazing things happen in my life. I mean, I've lived a life that, most people would dream of having. And yet, for so much of my life, I've been in pain about it. It's been a painful life. It's been of worry and doubt and remorse and remiss and all because it didn't look like the story I had concocted in my head. But in reality, it was so much more interesting than what I had come up with. But every time I was always worried that I had planned a zig, but now in real life I was zagging. So terrible. It wasn't. It's not. That's just the uncertainty, and that's okay. I mean, that's what keeps life interesting. Is sort of not knowing what's around the next corner, and that means things probably are not going to turn out the way you plan them to. But almost every single time, life didn't turn out the way I planned it to. Something better actually happened, something that I would have never guessed. But it was something better. So, yeah, let it go. Anyway, that's all for now. This video's gone on kind of long, and I've rambled enough. But I think maybe in the next video, I will talk some more on the topic of fear. Why not? Have a good evening, and just know that you are so loved, and I will see you later.